Right, so this morning we're going out again to film some pickup shots for basically to fix the edit. There's a few things we've seen in the edit, the current edit, that could use some extra shots just to help take the story along properly. So that's what today's about. We're getting a few of the actors back. There's some of the fight scene we've got to just do a few shots of. We've got to do more running, aliens running, and the lead actors running, because it's a bit jumpy at the minute. It goes from them not doing anything to them like mid-run, and we need the sort of in-betweens. So hopefully they'll help tie up the edit and make it flow a bit better, and yeah, fingers crossed it goes well. The weather's a little bit bad compared to the other day, so there might be slight continuity issues, but I think we'll be able to fix those in the grade. Right, so there's some fun things in the pickups we'll be doing today. We're going to be going up high onto some roofs so we can get the that look where aliens are kind of, well, I say aliens, they're not aliens yet, you don't know that. They're following the lead actress right at the beginning, just to give it the whole sense of, oh, who is she? Oh, she's being chased or followed, or does she even know she's being followed? So it's those kind of shots, you know, people stalking this woman. And then also to get these running shots, we're going to have to do some filming out of cars, and so yeah, it'll be Rob hanging out of a car with his heavily expensive camera, filming some nice shots, hopefully. So I'm not actually going with those guys today. I'm leaving it all sort of down to Rob. I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job, and he sort of loves these kind of shots anyway. So I'm going to be staying in the office. I've got epic amounts of visual effects to get through. We're still working on the edit. Sort of sound needs to go in a bit better, but so far so good. I'm quite pleased, really. I think we'll be done in time. It's going to be touch and go, I think, because there's usually calamity at the end of a project. You think everything's going well, and you start exporting, oh, that export's taking a while, or you start doing visual effects, you put it in, and you realise, oh no, we've got to fix that. So I'm sure there'll be a few hiccups and problems that will slow us down, but the pace is good at the minute, so fingers crossed.
Hi, I'm Zoe Myers, and I'm doing the makeup on the film Havelock. I've been designing and creating the makeup for all the characters. For the main character, Jack, I made him some cut knuckles using latex, tissue paper, grease paint. I think all fresh scratch has been used a lot as well to give the wounds depth and make them look like fresh cuts. On the aliens, I paled down the faces, but with a very subtle white, so it didn't look too Halloween white makeup. Rather than do a really obvious alien makeup, which would give away to the viewer the story before they're supposed to know. So we wanted the skin to look a little bit different, where something's not quite right, they look a little bit different to normal humans, but subtle enough so that people wouldn't figure out what it was about them. And yeah, I think it worked in that way. Because you can tell they look a little bit creepy and a little bit not quite right, but it doesn't really give it anything away until the end. I think the favourite shoot of all for me was the quarry, filming the Afghan scenes. I think just because it was such an interesting environment to film in, and so I was just to make them look realistic, I just painted some army sort of makeup on the faces, but quite subtle. I just used some clay and some actual dirt to muddy the faces up. Having to run on set and put the blood in her mouth and get off the set again quickly. Again, it was like this feeling of pressure, and it was quite a nice sort of feeling to work under that pressure. To be honest, I wish I'd had more time to design a lot of the makeup and think about it deeper, but with it being a 30-day challenge, everything's been so fast-paced, it's got to be thought about there and then, and we've got to just get on with it. But considering the small amount of time we've had, and the fact we haven't had time to think about it deeply and make designs, I think that the wounds and the cuts have turned out quite well. I think I've learnt a lot about the continuity. It's the first time I've had to replicate cuts before, so that's been quite an interesting experience, photographing them and trying to get them the same, and it's worked out quite well, I think, each time.
Okay, I've been sat in this very cluttered office for a few days now, working on loads of different visual effects shots, and I've been trying to coordinate some of the guys from the university in Grimsby to sort of help out, because there's quite a lot to do. So they've been working on the various bits I've got there here right now. He's helping me on a couple of shots. he is responsible for the underside of the big ships when we see them, which is, I'm quite excited about. They're looking quite good.
Yes.
And you've not actually seen it finished yet, have you?
No, I can't wait.
I'm not going to show you until they're done. So I've got probably 3 more shots of the ships to do, and then there's going to be a drop ship, which has only really got 3 shots. So hopefully they'll be done quickly, but I say that and time gets in the way. So we'll see what happens there. So the last 2 days, yeah, I've got to. Well, we've got the edit and the visual effects going on at the same time in this room, so I'll be sort of watching the edit. When I'm rendering things or exporting shots on one machine, I'll jump on the edit or play with sound, or maybe even have a break if I'm lucky. And then, I mean, me, Rob and Dan basically have been tackling the edit, and there's been a few complications. I mean, we're not used to working in 29.97 frames a second, American style, so just a couple of occasions that sort of stumped us a little bit, but then we've fixed it, so it's no problem, but it just sets back a little bit. But it's looking good now. I think a good 70% of it I'm kind of happy with. The rest over the next 2 days is hopefully going to be the rest of it, so we'll see. But it's going good, it's like nearly there. The shots that people have seen so far are like, well, people are sort of going, oh, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. We'll see.
This is Sarah's skin off her nose. Look, you see that? You see that? A bit close, can you focus in?
Dan, aka Klaus, he broke me. Not fair.
She was getting a bit much, so she says to Dan, "Go smack."